Go ahead, sir.
All right, praise God. All right, how everybody doing? Let's jump to Numbers 8. Numbers 8. Before we start, I want to talk to y'all about the spirit. I remember last time I did a little lesson about being a soldier and what it meant to be a soldier. We talked about why we're here. You know, everybody gave me as far as why we're here, the purpose, everyone's individual reason for being here. You know, to be saved, to try to attain who is Ruach, the spirit, trying to get eternal life, to be around other people that believe, get the tools that we need to succeed in this walk and attain salvation. All right. So the spirit is what I want to touch on today, and I kind of wanted to get kind of a little feedback on, just at least from the men, as far as when we talk about the spirit. What do y'all think about it? So when you think about somebody having a spirit, what does that mean when you think about somebody having a spirit?
Something that was given to the apostles in Acts 2. And it helps you, keep. That's what the New Testament is, basically having the spirit to keep the commandments. And that's what's considered.
Having the mind to keep it. What you say, what?
It means several things to me, because I remember a lesson you did. You can have a spirit, but it's not the spirit of, like you have a spirit of teaching, you have a spirit of different aspects or whatever. I can't really say. But I say what I thought it was before. I thought the spirit means you're good. You get what I'm saying?
You what?
You're good, like you're getting in pretty much.
Okay. What'd you say, Phil?
At least God, you got to have all the fruits thereof, the fruits of the Ruach, to manifest that you have it.
Right. That's some comment. David? What you say?
Keep you in mind in this community and outside. We will put you outside His grace.
I say, basically just know, have good morality or to make like better decisions or to try to do the right things. But like a book, not just you go outside, you know, like doing the right things, keeping the law.
You said, John?
I feel like the spirit is just like just being a spiritual being, like being like Him, not minding earthly things, and, just not leading to your flesh, like obviously, the spirit of the Most High. So like I said, like you have the fruits and you do good and everything. That's what I think of.
Okay. All right. So, what you say, Mike? I hear you. Ruach. Yeah, Ruach.
I just feel like, make you Superman, but when stuff comes up, like Jude 124 said, keep from falling, so you know the book, you know how to deal with it and have a righteous judgment. You know what I'm saying?
All right. When you got to attain this man's spirit, you know what it actually means? You are a partaker of the divine nature. That means everything that is of Yahuwah is inside of you. That means His goodness, His truth, His mercy, His joy, all that. That means you become Alahym. That's what it means. You become like God.
Eternal life.
That's the objective. All right. That's the objective.
What you say, man?
I'll say you have life. Like, without it, you're dead. Like, you can be breathing, but you're just a carnal being at that point. When you have this Ruach, you're full of life. Literally full of light.
All right. So with that being said, we're going to start. We're going to kind of go into the Word. We're going to kind of give everybody a clear understanding of, what it means to have the Spirit and what things that, we're going to pull out the Word as far as pertaining to that. Pell made a good point, I think, with you, that the fruits of the Spirit. You know what I'm saying? We got to understand, we tie in the Word with life and creation. He created trees and He created plants. So we know that a tree has to bring forth fruit. So before a tree can bring forth fruit, the tree has to have the initial nutrients and the initial things it needs to grow. All right. And as the tree grows, it obtains these things to make it complete for it to be able to bear fruit. So we're going to go into the word and we're going to show certain things that we need to start to manifest the wholeness of his spirit into our lives. So we can, like we said, defeat sin, fight temptation, be able to walk a whole, complete life, being able to keep his word, be able to flee from sin. All right. So let's read at Numbers 8. We can start at the top of 8.
Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron, and say unto him, When thou light the lamps, the 7 lamps shall give light over against the candlestick.
Okay. Keep going.
Aaron did so, he lighted the lamps thereof over against the candlestick, as Yahuwah commanded Moses.
All right, let's stop there. So we already know what Aaron means, correct?
Light bearer.
Light bearer. All right, so we saying Yahuwah speaking to Moses, speak unto the light bearer and say to him, when you lightest the lamps, the 7 lamps, let's keep that, 7 lamps, you shall give light over against the candlestick. All right. So when we talk about a candlestick, what do we think about?
The churches.
That's not what I'm looking for. When we think about a candlestick, what do we think about? Menorah. All right, menorah. So we know we're talking about the layout of the menorah. So let's read first. Let's read forward. Let's talk about this menorah, these candlesticks.
This work of the candlestick was beaten of gold, unto the shaft thereof, unto the flowers thereof was beaten work. According unto the pattern which Yahuwah had showed Moses, so he made the candlestick.
All right. So we're talking about the candlestick. In this context, we're going to look at the candlestick being us, the vessel which holds the light. Because as we see, the light bearer, Aaron, is lighting these candles. So the candlestick is nothing without what? The light. Right. So you can have a candle with no light, or a candlestick that's just holding the candle. So look at your vessel as a candlestick. And as him being the light bearer, the Mashiach, he's going to bring light into your vessel, or put light on your candle so you can shine, right? And we know that light is fire, right? The fire to light your candle, all right? So another thing we see that this stick, read for at the top of it.
And this work of the candlestick was beaten of gold, unto the shaft thereof, unto the flowers thereof was beaten work. According unto the pattern which Yahuwah had showed Moses, so he made the candlestick.
All right, so now we see the candlestick is a beaten gold. So, like we said with fire, we already know how we get gold. Gold is forged through the fire of affliction, to come out what it is, shining gold like Alahym. It shines like Alahym. It's like light. That's why we want to be like that. That's how we want our vessel to be. We want our vessel to be a beaten gold. And we get that through him refining us, so that we may be able to hold that light. For us to be able to be filled with that light, with that fire, we have to be purged, and we have to be beaten and made and refined into a vessel that is capable of holding his light. You know what I'm saying? You're not just gonna wake up one day and be made, and you already beaten gold, and you ready to take on this man's light and take on all that come with receiving his Ruach. Because when we're looking at this light, we're looking at the light as a Ruach, the fire. That's what's light in our candlestick and giving us life. Because we said that the Ruach is life, right? So for us to get that light and to get that life, that eternal life we're trying to get, our vessels have to be in a shape where it can take on that. Because that's a lot to take on. We see throughout the scripture, everyone hasn't been able to take that on, because it's a lot of responsibility that come with that. All right. So let's go to let's go to Proverbs 20. How many candlesticks are on light?
7.
Okay. Make sure everybody remember that. 7 candlesticks. That's what we went over.
Proverbs 20 verse.
Proverbs 20, let's jump to 27. Proverbs chapter 20, verse 27.
Proverbs 20:27. The Ruach of man is the candle of Yahuwah, searching all the inward parts of the belly.
All right, so you see that. What it says? It says, the Ruach of man is the candle of Yahuwah. You know what I'm saying? So we know the Ruach that he's giving you is that light. So for you to be the light of the world, you have to take on that light. You have to be a candle to shine forth his light. And what does that light bring forth? What does it say?
Mercy and truth preserve the king.
No. It says searching all the inward parts of the belly. That's what we're looking at. We're talking about being the candlestick, beating the gold and refining the gold. As you take on this candle, you take on this light, it's going to search out your belly and search out the intentions of your heart. You get what I'm saying? And that's what's kept other people in the word from being able to fully take on his Ruach and what comes with that, because their heart not right. They still want to serve their belly. They still want to serve their flesh. And they not able to let Yahuwah refine them into this golden candlestick beating the fine works to be able to take on this light to help others. Because we talked about this several times. You say you want to share the word with people, show people the word, and teach the word, you know, be able to minister to people, for them to come and get the word. But at the same time, if your vessel not right, how you going to shine that light so that they want to come receive that? You know what I'm saying? That's why we got to look at our life and look at, are we letting Yahuwah fashion us and beat us and refine us into the vessel we need to be to take on all the elements of the Ruach. All right? That make sense? We here? All right. So let's jump to Isaiah 11. All right. All right. So now we're going to talk about some of the elements that are obtained in the Ruach, because we know we get the Ruach through the manifestation of Yahushua. Us, our faith in Yahushua, manifests the Ruach of Alahym, because we know that he was the Word made flesh, and us believing in him allows him to come dwell within us, right? So with him dwelling with us, that's the light being able to dwell within our vessel, within our candlestick. All right. So let's jump down to, let's start at the top. Yashayahu, Isaiah chapter 11.
There shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, a branch shall grow out of his roots.
All right, stop right there. So like I said, for us to bear the fruits of the Ruach, we got to get back to the root, back to the tree. So we got a rod or a stem coming forth out of the roots of Dawood or Jesse. All right. So we have to possess these things. This is the foundation of bringing forth the fruits of the Spirit. Let's keep reading.
And the Ruach of Yahuwah shall rest upon him, the Ruach of wisdom and understanding, the Ruach of counsel and might, the Ruach of knowledge and the fear of Yahuwah.
All right, so let's stop there. So let's deal with this right. We're going to deal with this one verse. So it says, and the Spirit of Yahuwah shall rest upon him. So we know we're talking about the Spirit. That's one. The Spirit of Yahuwah. These things encompass the Spirit of Yahuwah. You got the Spirit of wisdom. You got the Spirit of understanding. The Spirit of counsel. The Spirit of might. The Spirit of knowledge. And the Spirit of the fear of Yahuwah. All right? So that's the major 6 things that encompass 7, which is the Spirit of Yahuwah. All right? That makes sense? Everybody understand that? So this is what we're going to be dealing with, these 7 spirits that was put on the Mashiach, because that's what we're taking on. If we say we put it on the Mashiach, the old man is dying, we put it on the Mashiach, and this is what he put on him. This is what we got to take on. You got to take on the Spirit of understanding, the Spirit of knowledge, the Spirit of wisdom, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of the fear of Alahym. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? Like we just read in Proverbs, if your candlestick is not refined and you haven't let him search and purge out the wants of your belly and the desires of your heart, if you haven't purged that out and been refined, you're not going to be able to take on all this. You're not going to be able to take on and have the Spirit to have good counsel, good judgment, might, and strength, and wisdom, and understanding, and skill. Because we already know it. That's what these are. All right? So at verse 3, what it says? We have verse 3, chapter 11.
And shall make him of quick understanding and the fear of Yahuwah. He shall not judge after the sight of his eyes, neither reprove after the hearing of his ears.
All right? Go ahead.
But with righteousness shall he judge the poor, and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth. He shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked.
All right, so let's stop there. We already read about that, kind of tying in with Nathan, him being able, you're not going to be able to acquit the wicked. We already know the wicked going to be destroyed. We already know that. So we know that the judgment and his righteous judgment is what's going to pour forth his wrath and indignation towards those who are not in line with his word. All right? And us taking on the Spirit is what is covering us from that wrath. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not within the Spirit and you're not within these qualities, you're not going to be able to be covered from this man's wrath, because he's going to judge righteously. All right? So let's go to Luke 11. All right? And we're going to touch these things. All right? All right, Luke 11. Let's jump down to verse 33.
Luke 11 and 33. No man, when he hath lighted a candle, putteth it in a secret place, neither under a bushel, but on a candlestick,
Okay.
that they which come in may see the light.
All right, so start right there. We already talked about that. If he's putting this light on your vessel and he's giving you this Ruach, for you to be able to be a light to men, he's not giving you that gift for you to hide it. He's not giving you that gift for something that you choose to use it as your will. Or you want to put it up this day. You want to be a light this day. You don't want to be a light this day. Or you want to pick and choose and do what you want to do. So right here we see that he giving you that light so that people may see the light. All right, let's go to 34.
The light of the body is the eye. Therefore, when thine eye is single, thy whole body also is full of light. But when thine eye is evil, thy body also is full of darkness.
Okay.
Take heed, therefore, that the light which is in thee be not darkness.
All right, so stop there. So we see that, and as we see in the scriptures, that this light that you take on, this light that you have in the spirit, it can be turned to darkness through you returning back to the world, becoming reprobate, walking in this word and trying to be in line with the scriptures, and then you going off and going back to do the things of the lust of your belly and the lust of your flesh. All right? So I want y'all to see here that you got to make sure that your eyes are not lusting after the things of your belly, and you really lusting after the things of the spirit. So that's what we're going to talk about as far as going into having wisdom and understanding. All right? Because wisdom and understanding is skill with the word. So you got to have a skill to know what is of Yahuwah and what's not of Yahuwah. You get what I'm saying? Because your flesh will try to deceive you. Your eyes will be deceived. Can deceive you. The lust of the eyes and the pride of life. That's what it says. So if that light is not in your eyes are going to be deceiving you. You get what I'm saying? And that's what we got to make sure that we stand on top of. So let's read 36. Last verse.
If thy whole body therefore be full of light, having no part dark, the whole shall be full of light, as when the bright shining of a candle doth give thee light.
All right. So one more time, let's say read that last part again after the parentheses. Comma.
As when the bright shining of a candle doth give thee light.
All right. So us being able to shine bright is us having that faith in the Mashiach, the faith in believing that what we're doing is Him. Us taking on Him, us taking on the responsibility of having that light, because it's responsibility that come with that. And I'm gonna show y'all here in Revelations how these seven spirits, or these seven spirits, or these seven candlesticks, is what keeps our light shining within our vessel. All right, let's go to Revelation 3. No, Revelation 4. Revelation 4 and 5. We go Revelation 4 and 5.
Out of the throne proceed lightnings and thunderings and voices, and there were 7 lamps of fire burning before the throne, which are the 7 Ruachs of Alahym.
All right, so we see that. So now we tied in that these seven things that we just read, that the spirit of Alahym that was poured out on the branch of the root of Dawood are the 7 spirits of Yahuwah, and the 7 spirits that we must take on and be able to combat sin and be able to have those tools in our life, working in our life. All right, so let's go back to Isaiah 11. All right, I want to read this one more time. All right, Isaiah 11, and let's read verse 2 again.
And the Ruach of Yahuwah shall rest upon him, the spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Ruach of counsel and might, the Ruach of knowledge and of the fear of Yahuwah.
All right, so I'm going to go down. I want to give y'all a little in-depth on some of these words so we understand what they mean. I know some of y'all might not be familiar. All right. All right. So it says, the Ruach of Yahuwah shall rest with him, and the Ruach of wisdom. We already know that's hope, and that's skill. That's wisdom and skill. Being able to discern the word and being able to apply proper discernment in certain situations. That's using wisdom, because every situation doesn't require the same response or the same action. And you using skill and wisdom, being able to know when to use discretion or when to use certain things and approaching different situations. Okay? So let's go to understanding. Understanding is banah, and that is discernment. being able to discern situations to be able to use that skill. That's why usually wisdom and understanding, or wisdom and knowledge, go together, because you're going to need discernment to be able to use skill and discretion in certain situations. All right? So let's go to counsel. It says Atsa, and that is counsel, advice, or purpose, or advisement. All right, so this is a big one. This is a big one because, like we said initially, when you're going forth and bringing forth this word, how can you efficiently give somebody advice, or give somebody counsel, or give somebody instruction on something, or they come to you, ask you, what should I do in this situation, that situation, when you don't got yourself right? You get what I'm saying? That goes as far as how you gonna get the beam out of somebody else's eye when it's still a beam in your eye. You get what I'm saying? So you gotta make sure you can give adequate counsel and give the adequate response, so that you giving the wisdom of Yahuwah and not the wisdom of your own belly, what you feel like is right to do. And what Yahuwah knows is right, and what you know what is right according to Yahuwah, according to this word. Not going off your emotions, but going off what you feel, and trying to put yourself in a situation. Because we do that, and that stuff happens, especially when we talking about loved ones, people we care about. We might not always put the mind of Mashiach on when we giving people advice or giving people counsel, because our discernment off. There's been situations where people not properly discerning situations, they making mistakes because they didn't put on that same mind. You understand? So all these things are bringing forth the fruits of the Spirit, but you gotta have these things first. All right? So we talked about counsel, and then might. Might is strength, valor, bravery. All right? So we talk about that. When we talk about that, what you think about? When we talk about having might or valor or bravery. Stand up. That boldness to one, be able to flee temptation. You understand? That boldness to be able to stand up for what you know is right, even when you got 100 people, 1,000 people against you, or people that you love and care about against you. You gotta have that bold, that bravery, that valor to stand up and do what you know is right. That's that might, and that's gonna come with having all these things, discerning, understanding, having that wisdom and that knowledge. That's what the Spirit's gonna bring forth. So I want y'all to look at it. It's not just, oh, I want to get the Spirit so I can be saved. You have to take on all this understanding. You have to understand that you have to express all these qualities to get your candle or get your light to shine for men, because men are going to see that. Men going to see how you act in certain situations. Men going to see what kind of counsel and advice you give to other people, how you live your life. They're going to see how much understanding and knowledge you have according to this word by how you live your life. That's your light shining. You get what I'm saying?
You can't have one without the other.
Right. As you develop it, you should develop all of this. It's not just, oh, you got wisdom and knowledge and now you got the Spirit. Because I can show you, I am going to show you people in this word who might not have all these qualities. They might have 1 or 2 qualities. You know what I'm saying? They might have 4 or 5 qualities. You get what I'm saying? So with that being said, who is somebody who possessed, and we talk about this person all the time as a similitude of the Mashiach, who possessed pretty much all these qualities and showed it throughout their life? Not what I'm looking for. Oh. Y'all know this. We use this person all the time. Joseph. Let's go to Genesis. Let's go to Joseph. Let's go to Genesis. I think it's 49. All right. And let's go to, no, I think it's 43. I think it's 43. looking for the one where Pharaoh tell him, where could we find a man who possesses the spirit of Alahym like this? 41. 41? All right. Okay, yeah, my bad. 41. Yeah, you're right. 41 37. 41 37.
And things was good in the eyes of Pharaoh and the eyes of all his servants. Pharaoh said unto his servants, can we find such a one as this, a man in whom the Ruach of Alahym is?
Right.
And Pharaoh said unto Yosef, for as much as Alahym have showed thee all this, there is none so discreet and wise as thou art.
All right, so we see that. So we can see through Joseph's story, we already know his story, that he showed all these qualities. We can show how he showed counseling might, being able to interpret and receive counsel from Yahuwah, to be able to interpret several dreams, not just Pharaoh's dreams. You got the butler, you got the baker's dream, his dreams that he had early on, that his brothers envied him for. He gave counsel because he was able to give interpretation of these dreams to other people. He showed might because what? He was able to beat temptation. You know what I'm saying? He showed wisdom and understanding by being merciful to his brothers, by understanding what they did to him then was through their lack of having the spirit, their lack of ability to show qualities of Mashiach and qualities of Yahuwah, by being envious of him and selling him. He didn't go back and retaliate. He showed discernment. You know what I'm saying? He showed that he loved them. He showed that he wanted to see what their mind was, using skill and wisdom by, okay, let's see if you'll do the same thing for your brother that you didn't do for me. You know what I'm saying? He executed wisdom and judgment, understanding, discernment, counsel, and might, and he showed fear for Yahuwah. Right or wrong? You know what I'm saying? So now you see that this person has exhibited all these qualities, and we read his story and we see all the things that he did do. Can we all say that we would have acted the same way he acted in every situation and everything he did in his life? You know what I'm saying? Because he had a hard life, but through that he still showed the qualities of Alahym. And even Pharaoh seen that. He said, I can't even find a man whom the spirit of Alahym is in like this. You know what I'm saying? And then we can go in the stores where we see everybody didn't use the same discernment and use the same wisdom and the same ability. You get what I'm saying? So we gotta look at that's what gives us the spirit, being able to put on, because for us to really shine our light, like he was able to shine his light and feed the world. Like we know he was able to get his vessel and his belly and his heart under the full submission to Alahym.
Let his light shine bright, gave glory and honor.
Right, he was the light of the warrior, the second of the Pharaoh. He was like Alahym. You get what I'm saying? So that's what we looking to be. You know what I'm saying? That's what we looking to be. That's how we gonna be able to save ourselves and save others like he did. You get what I'm saying? Because we gotta put that on. We gotta put all that on. And not just in certain situations and everything we do. That's how we obtain salvation. Because he gonna try us. He might have blessed us with a little wisdom through the things that we went through. Now he gonna see if you're gonna use some might. If you're gonna use some fear, you and keep his commandments through adversity. Through this is what your heart wants, this is what your flesh wants. He gonna see if you're gonna endure through that. So he can continue to put this Ruach on you so you can be complete and whole and be perfect like we're talking about. Right? So that's just being complete and whole. That's complete and whole in this man's spirit. That's what we're talking about. That was it, complete. You see that? So the spirit of Alahym is on you, you complete in these qualities. Right? That means your whole menorah, your whole candlestick is lit. You shining light. You bringing forth the fruits of the spirit. The love and the joy and the mercy. You bringing forth that through you being obedient. And you showing that you can use those qualities. Alright? So let's go to Deuteronomy 34. Alright? Let's look at it from another way. Alright. So, a lot of y'all said Moses, as far as when we asked him about who showed these qualities. He did show these qualities, but we see in certain situations, Moses acted in a way that wasn't all fully complete. You know what I'm saying? So we already know that. That's why we're not going to say that. We already know that. So let's look at Yahushua, son of Nun, verse 9.
Verse 9, 34.
Deuteronomy 34, verse 9.
Yeshua the son of Nun was full of the Ruach of wisdom, for Moshe had laid his hands upon him, and the children of Yashar hearkened unto him, and did as Yahuwah commanded Moshe. And there arose not a prophet since in Yashar like unto Moshe, whom Yahuwah knew face to face.
All right, so let's stop there. So we see that Yahushua poured the spirit of wisdom on him, and he had a portion of what Moses had. But we see he still was not like unto Moses. He still wasn't the same. He possessed some of the qualities that he had, but he didn't have that fullness that we know that Moses had, or we know that Joseph had. So I was showing y'all to show y'all that it's levels to getting that full completeness, and everybody not gonna have it. You know what I'm saying? Because Yahuwah give the spirit who we know Yahuwah want to give it to. You know what I'm saying? So let's show some other situations. Let's go to let's go to Exodus 31. Huh? Yeah.
If you got it, you're going to have all of them.
Yeah, you gonna have all of them.
But he was just saying, cause like how Yahushua, son of Nun, didn't have what Moses had, because he was still able to be saved. But I think that's what it is.
We touched this last night. They didn't have, none of them had it.
Y'all was just showing you how he didn't. I'm not saying Moses had all of it. I'm just saying Yahushua didn't have what Moses had. And I'm saying Moses still wasn't complete. Because we already said that. We already showed that he wasn't complete. All right.
That was the purpose of evolution. Not all seven.
All right. What's the Exodus 31? All right. So let's go from the top.
Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, See, I have called thee by name. Bezalel, the son of Uri, the son of Korah, the tribe of Yehudah.
All right.
I have filled him with the Ruach of Alahym in wisdom and in understanding and in knowledge and in all manner of workmanship.
Okay.
To devise cunning works, to work in gold and in silver and in brass.
Okay, so let's stop there. So he's poured upon Bezalel, the son of Uri. We know what Uri, what Uri means. Y'all remember that? Uri?
Shadow? No, that's
Light. Light. Remember?
The Uri means light, but Basalil means shadow. That's
Oh, no,
shadow.
I see, yeah. I said Uri, the son of Uri,
Yes,
the son of the light, or fire. Right, the son of the light or the son of fire. We see he filled him with the spirit of Alahym and wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. All right? So he gave him this because he wants him to devise cunning works in gold and silver or brass. So we know he's using him to construct some of the things that's in the temple. That makes sense? He's pouring out the spirit of wisdom, they say with wisdom, understanding, and knowledge, and all manner of workmanship to be able to build something of Yahuwah. You know what I'm saying? So we already know, we look at Yahushua. Yahushua was a what? A carpenter. He was a builder. He was skilled in all manner of workmanship. Right? So let's go back to John. Let's go back to John. Let's look at that. Go to John 14. Alright? So we see he poured out the son of fire. He poured some light, or he poured some ruach on him to be able to construct, or him to build all manner of works that he wanted him to build for his house or for his tabernacle. Right? Alright, we at 14. Alright.
Let not your heart be troubled.
Hold on, wait. I don't start at the top. Let's go to, start at the top. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in Alahym, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may also be. And whither I go ye know, and the way ye know.
All right, so let's start there. So we say Yahushua, who is the carpenter, all right, who possesses all these spirits of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, is going to prepare a place for us, to fashion a place for us, fashion a tabernacle for us to come dwell. And then now we see here, if I go to prepare a place for you, I will come again, receive you unto myself, that where I am, you may be also. All right. So we saying that light and the place that I go to build for you, you'll be there, and I'll be in you, and you'll be in me, and you'll be shining light and bringing forth the fruit that I bring forth, if you believe in me. Because that's what he said at the top. He said, "Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in Alahym, believe in me also." All right. So we see that he's pouring out this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to Bezalel, son of Uriah, son of the light, which he was the son of the light, son of the Father. He pouring out these traits of the Spirit so he can go forth and construct a place for us. You know what I'm saying? Because the tabernacle and the things that were constructed here on earth were for us to minister in fellowship with the Father. And that's what Masha wants us to be able to minister in fellowship with the Father. But we're not going to be able to do that if our candlestick not right. If we not being purged and we not being fashioned like fine works of gold. Because we have to be of light to be able to stand him. Because he's of light. So we with him will be of light in the world. That's what we read. He didn't give us light to be hid up under the bushel. He didn't give us light for us not to shine amongst men. All right, that makes sense? All right. So let's go to Daniel. Go to Daniel 5. All right. So Daniel is another person that showed the same similar qualities as you saw, as far as having the ability to manifest these traits of the Spirit that we see that are part of this council. We're at Daniel 5. All right, let's go to let's go to verse 10. Daniel chapter 5, verse 10.
Now the queen, by reason of the words of the king and his masters, came into the banquet house, and the queen spake and said, O king, live forever. Let not thy thoughts trouble thee, nor let thy countenance be changed. There is a man in thy kingdom, in whom is the Ruach of the Kadesh gods. And the days of thy father, light and understanding and wisdom, like the wisdom of the gods, was found in him.
Okay, so start right there. So we see what the queen said. The queen said, we found a man who is full of the spirit of Alahym, in the days of the father, thy father, light and understanding and wisdom. All right. So we see we got these same qualities, and we showing that Daniel showed a lot of the like similar qualities that Joseph is showing. You know what I'm saying? Spirit of counsel. He's showing some of the other qualities of the Ruach. All right, let's keep on.
Whom the king Nebuchadnezzar, thy father, the king, I say, thy father made master of the magicians, astrologers, Chaldeans, and soothsayers. For as much as an excellent Ruach and knowledge and understanding, interpreting of dreams, and showing of hard sentences, and dissolving of doubts, were found in the same Daniel, whom the king named Belshazzar. Now let Daniel be called, and he will show the interpretation.
All right. So we see right here again, we got the same qualities. Like I said, we're showing that he poured upon him. That's the spirit of counsel, being able to advise and give people advice or give people understanding on dreams or whatever they need to get understanding of, and being able to do it according to the word. And Yahuwah put the spirit upon him to be able to do the same thing. And he was able to understand and be able to get his understanding through the Ruach and through his faith and through his knowledge of the word. Y'all understand that? So that's why we're showing y'all that this is a holistic thing. If you have this Ruach on you, all these things you should be able to manifest. And that's what we're working towards. See, that's why I wanted to ask, how did y'all feel about the spirit? Because from a lot of what y'all was saying, it's like we need to understand what we're working towards. We're working towards being able to have understanding, wisdom, discernment, counsel, and might, fear of Alahym, keep his commandments. Because all these things we must possess to be made whole in this man's death and resurrection. Be made whole in this man's body. These are all the qualities and traits that he wants to see in us for us to be able to shine forth and be the light of the world. We can't be lack in different areas. We have to be full of this man's spirit. You understand what I'm saying? So these are the things we need to be trying to work on in our life, purging things out of our life that's going to inhibit us from being able to show forth these traits. You know what I'm saying?
When he said put on the full
Put on the full armor. You supposed to be putting all this stuff on so that you may be complete and perfect, walking in this man's word, not wavering. Your faith not wavering, because your lack of faith is going to compute to you not having these qualities. Because either you don't believe you're going to get it, you don't believe that if you stop doing the stuff that you know you need to stop doing, you don't believe that you'll receive it then. You playing with this man's word at that point. So that's why we're trying to show forth that all these things that we need to try to bring ourselves under submission to Alahym, so that he can show forth this light and show forth this into our vessel, so that we can shine like he shines and be one with Alahym. All right, I got 2 more scriptures. All right, go to Proverbs 20. Go back there. We'll touch again by the spirit of counsel. All right. Let's go to verse 18. All right.
Proverbs 20:18. Every purpose is established by counsel, and with good advice make war.
All right. So then we go back to, like I said, what we taught in before. We talked about before, being soldiers and being ready for war and being able to get counsel, give counsel and get counsel from Yahuwah. Then we can go back in the top Tanakh and we can look at how, just like what we read in the reading for, it was a reading with them going to fight Benjamin. The tribe of Yasharah going to fight Benjamin. Every time they lost, what they went to do? They went to go seek counsel of Yahuwah. Should we go fight? What should we do? You know what I'm saying? Look at the same way how we move and we live in our life. We got to make counsel and give counsel to Yahuwah and just seek out what Yahuwah and wait on Yahuwah to see what he wants us to do. Because we can't just jump out here and trying to do what we think is right. And that's part of what we say in discernment, part of having those qualities of the spirit. You can't just be hasty and jump out and try to do what you want to do. You got to seek counsel from Yahuwah. Because right here it say, every purpose is established by good counsel. You and your moves being profitable are all going back to you getting counsel of Yahuwah, or not just seeking him and praying, asking Yahuwah, going back to this man's word and see what this man's word say about some of the decisions that you're trying to make. And if you know the decisions that you're trying to make are outside of this man's word, you shouldn't do it. And if somebody else giving you counsel that's contrary to this word, you know that it's not of Yah, because that's not the counsel or the word that you know you're supposed to be bringing forth. You get what I'm saying? All those are things in discernment and using skill. All those are showing the manifestation of this man's Ruach. And this is how you live your day-to-day life. All right? And like I say, let's say with good advice make war, the same thing. We know this is spiritual warfare. We know that the tools that we use are not common because we fight the spiritual battle. So these things that we get from this light and from these fruits of the spirit are equipping us to be able to go out and be soldiers and fight on the day-to-day, fight day-to-day battles, help our soldiers in the same battle, because we all supposed to be soldiers fighting together in the same battle. So we have to be able to use our gifts and the Ruach that Yahuwah has poured upon us to help strengthen other people Ruach. So when they see us, they can be strengthened. All right? They can be strengthened. All right? So let's go to Micah 3. Talk about this. Also, Micah 3. Okay. Well, let's start at the top.
And I said, here I pray you, O heads of Jacob, ye princes of the house of Yasharah, is it not for you to know judgment? Who hate the good and love the evil, who pluck off the skin from off of them and their flesh from off their bones.
All right, turn out the phone.
Then shall they cry unto Yahuwah, but he will not hear them. He will even hide his face from them at that time, as they have behaved themselves ill in their doings. Thus saith Yahuwah concerning the prophets that make my people err, that bite with their teeth, and cry shalom, and he put not into their mouths, they even prepare war against him.
All right, so that's going back to what we're talking about, warring and making counsel. You know what I'm saying? Our whole problem as a people and as a nation, we stop seeking counsel from Yahuwah. We stop doing the things that was expedient to help us as a people help each other, because the prophets led us astray by going to error. They strayed in their ways. They not bringing forth the word of Yahuwah. They bring forth the word out of our belly. So we see that us being the light to the nations and being the light to our own people, we got to make sure that we stand in the way so that we can bring people back. And that's what I touched on at the beginning. That's why I want to go back to that. Because it say, go ahead, read 6.
Therefore, night shall be unto you that you shall not have a vision.
Mm-hmm.
It shall be dark unto you that you shall not divine.
Mm-hmm.
And the sun shall go down over the province, and the day shall be dark over.
All right, so boom. So now we're going back to your light getting to it being dark. You get what I'm saying? You going to see counsel, you trying to get understanding, you trying to use these gifts to minister, and trying to use these gifts to build day-to-day life, and you're going to see that you will turn his face from you. Because we already talked about that. It's only so long that you will try to use you, and you want to keep doing what you want to do. And there's only so much time where he trying to show you and trying to put his gifts on you that he just going to turn dark, and he going to give it to somebody else. You see that in the scripture. Read that last time we saw it. You only going to get, and we already know everybody's not the same. You know what I'm saying? Your one time might be your one time. He might let you go on. You never know. So that's why we always got to make sure that if we know it's wrong, we stand on top of that. All right? Yeah, you can read 7.
Then shall the seers be ashamed, and the diviners confounded. Yea, they shall all cover their lips, but there is no answer of Alahym.
Period. So you get what I'm saying? You going forth in wickedness and going forth in sin, that's going in counter aspect, he gonna turn his face from you. He gonna put out your light. He gonna put out your Ruach, where you're not gonna be able to bring forth anything. And then at that point, he took his face from you, and now you going to hell. When you was once filled with this man light. So aspects of this man Ruach that he's trying to give upon you so you can become complete. All right. Let's go to Matthew 24. So I'm gonna touch on kind of what I was just saying. All right. Let's go to I'm sorry, Matthew 25. Matthew 25 at the top.
Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom.
Mm-hmm.
And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish.
Mm-hmm.
They that were foolish took their lamps, and took no oil with them.
Mm-hmm.
But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps.
All right, so let's start right there. So we look at the oil. When we look at the oil and 5 being wise and 5 being foolish, what's the oil symbol to?
The word.
Right, the Ruach of the word. Okay. So you got 5 being foolish and 5 being wise. Let's keep going. All right, wait, before we keep going, when we talk about the bridegroom, we already know the bridegroom is Yahushua. All right, Yahushua. Masha. All right, let's keep going.
4. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh. Go you out to meet him.
Mm-hmm.
Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for your lamps were gone. Our lamps are gone out.
All right, let's stop there. So let's look at that. It said, then all the virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. What we get out of that? They trimmed their lamps. Which I see. They made ready. We can look at that as a similitude of when the master come back. We got to make ourselves ready. We making ourselves clean. We getting prepared for this man to come back. All right? So, keep going.
And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out.
Mm-hmm.
But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell, and buy for yourselves.
All right, so let's look at that too. So now we're looking at you got five who are wise and are ready. So they got oil, they got Ruach, they got word stored in their hearts, in their vessel, in their lamp. So they're ready. They can make themselves ready. They can make themselves clean and be blameless before this man when he come back. You see what I'm saying? So if you don't have that spirit, you haven't laid that word upon your heart, you haven't got your lamp prepared, your vessel ready, when this man come back ready, you're going to be scrambling around like the sinners, trying to find oil, trying to find the word, trying to find some light. Huh? And looking for people who buying and selling. All right, so look, let's look at this. Keep going.
10. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut.
All right, because at that time, by that time, you ain't already made ready, you ain't already prepared your vessel, you ain't already become clean, purged yourself by fire, washed yourself clean, and made yourself ready for this man to come back. That's it. You lost it. You missed it. So that's the mind we got to take on. And there's going to be people that's thinking, this is what they, I was talking about Wayne, this is what they'll say. They'll say, give us your oil, for our lamps are going out. You know what I'm saying? People ain't going to be able to get no Ruach over you, no word from you. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to save yourself. You're going to have bind it up and got yourself clean so you can be able to present yourself set apart before this man. Can't nobody else do that for you. Your family can't do that for you. Your other soldiers in here getting ready, sharpening their sword, preparing their lamp, getting their body ready, getting their mind ready, getting their Ruach ready to receive this man come back. You're not going to get saved on nobody else. It's going to be all off you. You understand? So we got to take that into consideration. Can't look at other people walking. Look at, oh, he's straight up. Look who's giving the word and I'm going to be all right. It's not going to work like that. He going to judge everybody according. He going to judge righteous judgment. We just read it in Isaiah 11. He not going to judge off of what he sees. He going to judge righteous judgment. He going to have the right counsel and might to make judgment. And he going to come back. And like we read, the wicked, they're going to get their reward. All right? So that's it. I appreciate that.
Hey, cut his phone off, see if that thing will go live.